All right, folks, let's go through the other two problems. There's 4 problems in here on 5.12, reduce method. Number 1 is actually very similar. You see it's looking for running total current value. It's very similar to one that we did already, which is this one. Oh, not this one. It's like this one. Here we kept the running total of the sales, and we used running total and current value. The difference is these are numbers, but number 1 instead of numbers has strings. But the same technique works. The same technique works. So I already explained all of this in a different video. I explained this solution already. Basically, I just had to copy this solution and use it as a template for the solution for this one. And like I said, the only difference is instead of numbers, you have strings. So here's what I did. I copied it and then I made the necessary edits. Basically, I changed this to total 1, just so it doesn't conflict. I changed this text to text. This used to be something else. I changed it to text. Dot reduce, you're still using dot reduce. Running total and current value are still the same. We still want running total and current value. But really, in this sense, it's the running sentence and the current piece of the sentence. Console.log, I am going to show the running total and the current value just for informational purposes. But really what we return is the running total plus a space, and the current value will eventually get us the final sentence. And that's what I'm going to return. So basically return here. So the value of total 1 will be that. And then I'll console.log total 1. And the second way, just like number 4 had 2 ways, I did the number 1 in 2 ways. And again, I used number 4 solution as a template. I just changed it to reducer 1 so it doesn't conflict. And I still have running total current value. But in this one, I defined a separate line for defining the reducer. And you see, basically it's this piece. This piece, instead of running it all together, like this one, I put it all in one step. I do 2 steps. I define this part, running total current value, arrow function, and running total plus current value. So basically, I took this part, I defined this as reducer 1. Right, I defined that as reducer 1. Right here. And then when I call text.reduce, I just put the name reducer 1 in here. Rather than having a lot of junk in here in this parentheses, I separated this out, called reducer 1, and put all the junk on one line, the previous line, and then just put reducer 1 here, inside here, and I got the answer. All right, so you see what happens. Go down here. All right, where's the sentence? Here it is. You start off with the ships as running total, plus a space, which is here, a space. Current value is hung in the sky. So hung in the sky. And then later, this is the running total. So this is the running total. Actually, all of this is running total, including comma. And then this is the current value, much the way. Then this becomes the running total. So you see right here. And this is the current value. The bricks don't. And etc. Well, finally, you're at the end, actually. So that's what you have. You're returning the running total. This is what you're returning. The running total plus current value. So basically this was the running total. And this was the current value. Returning them all together is the total. So total 1, And that's this method. This technique, I mean, this ended up giving this. All right. The second way I did it was just plain old this. Constant reduced to 1 equals running total, current value, running total plus space, blah, blah. And then here I console.logged it. So you see it gave. I did a console.log here, text reducer 1, text reducer 1 equals, and then the value that this expression ends up being this. So there you go. That is the explanation of this sample problem. The ships hung in the sky much the way that bricks don't. So this sample problem is taking an array of string pieces and stringing them together with reduce, array reduce. All right, folks, let's see. Should I combine it with another video, or this is just enough? I think this is enough for now, and then I'll go do number 2 later. All right, I'm starting new with the new video. I'm doing number 2 now. So this is 5.12, which is about the reduce method, exercise 2. This one, returning the winning team, basically it's an array of objects. It's very similar to the other one I solved already. It's very similar to this one, number 3. So 2 is very similar to number 3. So here is number 3. I went through that in another video. I can basically use this as a template for my new solution. So I copy number 3 solution right here, pasted it up here for 2, and then did the necessary adjustments. Result, first of all, result, I changed the result 2, so there's no conflict. Change this array. The source array is scores, so I pasted scores here. I replaced the old value ships with scores. And this part's still the same, dot reduce previous current. I still want my console.log to have a space to make it easier to read. And anywhere that it said speed, I changed the score. So now current score equals current.score. Current.score, because score, it says score up here. So use score. And previous score equals previous.score. So that's what we see here. Then I compare current score. If it's greater than previous score, then I let us know current scored higher than previous. And I return current. Current is biggest, so I return current. If current is not any other, basically if this isn't true, then the reverse is true. If current is not greater than previous, then previous is still the champion. So I console.log previous scored higher than current. And I'm still at previous, so return is still previous. And again, like I said in many times before, because I'm returning, I don't need an if-else statement, because return already kicks us out. And so it serves the same purpose as an if-else. So return kicks us out. And once again, just for kicks, I provided an initial team called Yo and score of 19, just for illustration purposes. In the end, our return value is going to be whatever is the highest of all of these. So it's going to be the team that scored highest equals result2.team. So result 2 is here. The end result is whatever this return here is going to be an object. That object is going to be set equal to result 2. I only care about the team, so as I say .team to get only the team part of that object. And that's how it runs. And here is a showing of how it looks when it runs. Actually, this is before I added the spaces. Let's go to after I added the spaces. Okay, here it is. Console.log a space, current score equals 20, because I start off with 20. Yep, right here. Previous score is 19, because that's what I set is my dummy value right here. Here's my dummy. And team A scored higher than my dummy team Yo. Therefore, return is going to be 20. Or that team A 20. Actually, the return is going to be this. So next time I go around, that's going to be my previous. So my current 17 is greater than 20. No, 20 is still higher. So team A still scored higher than the current. So I'm going to return to previous in this case. So this one is still the previous. Current score 23. Team C is the highest. Actually, I think I explained that wrong. Team C is the highest now. Current is highest. So I'm going to return that. So current is highest. But this current becomes a previous. And the new current is 13, only 13, as you see here. The new current is only 13. The previous is 23. So team C is still the highest. So go on to the next one. Speed. Oh, okay. This is actually, we're done here. And this is the answer. So you see what happens when I didn't add spaces here. So this is actually the next problem, which uses speed instead of score. And I didn't put any spaces, so that's very ugly. Oh, here I did. Here I did. I have the score here. This is problem number 2. Got the right answer. Now I have a space, and I do have problem number 3, which I already put in another video. And then problem number 4, which I did another video. Oh, and I added more spaces to make it even easier to read. So I have problem number 1 answered here. Problem number 2 answered here. Highest score. Problem number 3 answered here. Highest speed. Problem number 4, cumulative of numbers instead of sentence. That's all of them of 5.2 reduced method.